Awesome. Hey everyone, good to see some familiar faces here. Awesome seeing you all kind of interact with us in the Discord community thus far. I'm Andreas. I lead our ecosystem growth at Access Protocol, trying to be possible. So this is our first in Discord AMA. Excited to interact with you all. We'll definitely be doing this. So just for format, after I'm done speaking quickly, I'll pass it off to our founder, Mika, for an introduction. He'll give a quick update. And then we'll invite a bunch of you up to the stage to just ask whatever questions that you have about the project. So looking forward to hearing any questions that you all have. And again, thanks for all the support thus far. Going to pass it off to Mika now.
Hey everyone, I'm happy to answer questions. I think I'll just give a brief situation update from our side on what we're working on and what's happening. So, from the kind of like publication side, and we announced like our first product, Access Publisher, which is the kind of thing that you see, for example, on the blog site. That's being integrated by a couple of our partners, and they are maybe a month away each on having that fully on their site. So that's pretty exciting, and that means that there will be more things in the Access ecosystem to really do. Second, we're just like working through some kinks with our Discord product called Access Community, which essentially allows similar to kind of like these, kind of like the publisher on publisher side, except for Discord to gate Discord channels and Discord membership roles, and that will be a pretty interesting expansion opportunity for us, where there are a lot of content creators and publishers who don't want to maybe monetize their sites, but want to monetize their audience via some special like Discord things and stuff like that. So that's really exciting, and we should be launching with that very soon, just as we iron out the last few bugs. And then really we're shifting our focus to Access Scribe, which is our individual content creator platform. So you can think of it kind of as a Medium Substack kind of thing, except with the Access paywall in front. And there we're already lined up the first start that platform off with, and we think that's one where we can really expand in terms of how many creators we have on the platform. Then beyond that, we're looking at the kind of multi-chain deployments. From the engineering side, we're actually quite far along, but it's really a matter of figuring out how to integrate multi-chain best into this growing suite of products that we have. So those are kind of things that we're working on, and obviously we'll keep everyone sort of up to date on where each of those things are, and you should be able to see them in different places then quite soon.
Thank you, Mika. All right, we're going to start inviting people up on stage to ask questions. We just only ask one question. Make sure that you leave time for other people to get on stage. And once you're done, just say thank you, something along those lines, so that we know when we can start addressing the question. So at the top right, you can see the little raise your hand button. Please press that if you do have any questions. But going to start inviting people on right now. So first invite up to Biosophist. And for the sake of time, if you do put your hand up, be sure to keep a monitor on getting on board. Looks like they have dropped off. So Sir Mayor, clicking you up right now. He's at work. I respect that. Good for you for participating at work. Thank you. All right, Nara then. Nara, last second to jump up. If you do put your hand up, we are going to invite you up. So we're assuming that you want to speak. So don't press that button if you don't want to. All right, Mad Max, you are invited up.
Hello, thank you very much for taking the time to answer a question. I just would like to ask about the Access Scribe and the other tokens, if there will be a a future airdrop or if there is any other thing that's happening. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I can answer that, Andreas. You can also answer if I miss anything or should say a bit more. But we do have a couple of kind of like user-focused airdrop things coming up with some of our bigger partner names. We announced like something that we'll be doing with Coinbase, for example, and then with also another exchange partner. And we'll continue to do those kinds of things to get supply in the kind of the hands of people who are really active users of the protocol and get the sort of token out there. So what we want to do with those initiatives is really like expand the reach of Access Protocol, have a lot of people try it out for the first time, find valuable users as well. I think with kind of like future partnerships, what we're thinking a lot about is who are the creators and their audiences that we want to incentivize and bring on to the platform so that it create kind of value for the existing ecosystem as well. So that's kind of the lens through which we're also viewing future opportunities there.
Awesome. K Jr., throwing an invite up to you. All right, no response from K Jr. ETH1, we got you coming up.
Hi everyone. I want to ask something for the team. It's preparing a burn event, or maybe this will be implemented on contract in future? The burn event.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question. So to clarify in our materials, we always talk about like the 2% protocol fee that's meant to be burnt. And you can actually see it if you go to a block explorer every time you make like a locking or unlocking, or sorry, a locking transaction. For example, if you just go to CoinGecko's pool and lock 500 ACS into it, you'll see 2% go to an address. You'll actually see that address send it to like a burn address over time. We haven't automated that yet, but we actually have been doing that process already. If we want to do it, obviously at the contract level, and we'll upgrade to sort of do that. So, but if you, for example, look at the block explorer right now, the total supply of ACS is 980 billion or so, which is 98 billion or so, which is no, sorry, 99 billion 980 million. So the supply has gone like down because of these burn events from the original kind of 100 billion. And I think the way to think about that kind of is that because we have this inflation that's meant to be 5 to 7% ish per year, kind of when you have a 2% fee, you can think of it as like 2-3 actions per user that ultimately like can offset that entire inflation or make it go deflationary. So the way we're thinking about kind of sustainable token economics is that when we create also many more, bring on lots more creators to the platform, for example, via Access Scribe, that's really where there are a lot more things to do, which means that there's a lot more of that kind of burning activity happening. So to clarify, it's not happening programmatically yet. We're kind of like working on the contracts to do that, but it has been done, and you can see this already at the Block Explorer level.
Nice. And I have one more question, if I can.
Sure, go ahead.
Shoot. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. There will be an airdrop on Polygon, like on Solana with CoinGecko candies or something?
It won't be with like CoinGecko specifically.
Yeah.
We're always open to exploring any opportunities with any of our partners in terms of getting them in the hands of users that might not be using our current chain on Solana. So yes, we will be doing airdrops on the chains that we launch on, but specifically no
With
details on
another
exactly how that
partner.
would be dispersed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
we'll think of ways to get tokens into the hands of valuable users, and obviously want to kickstart protocol use for people that operate on different chains that may not be exposed to Solana or vice versa.
Nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Guys.
Going to tackle one in the question, Super Kong, they are at work, but wants to know how can we make an NFT marketplace on Access Protocol. So right now, the way that we see this is it's a natural progression to become NFT distributors because we ultimately see ourselves as a wide surface area to engage these on-chain relationships. And we've seen publications, individuals kind of succeed in deploying NFTs. We don't have a time stamp exactly on when that would be, but we are engaging all of our publications and encouraging them to leverage NFTs to interact with their audience. So the first use case of NFTs is via Peach, who's quite literally just airdropping NFTs to users in the pool. So that is kind of our first proof of concept on this matter. And again, encouraging as many publications to do this. And that is a natural progression for where we're at today versus where we'll be at in the future. So now bringing in Jay Gupt. Jay, you got like 1 second. All right, Azena Group. While we wait for that, see a question, any plans for BSC or ETH chain? We do have plans for Polygon deployment, and we'll have updates for you all coming up in the future. A lot of questions also on exchange information. Of course, you can always assume that we are always pushing forward to increase the venues in which access can be kind of acquired by users. So that is always something that we're working on, but we'll never have updates for you until there's actually a launch or deployment on a new exchange. So that is a frequent question we see, and the answer will always be you just have to kind of hang tight. I did want to touch on, and maybe we can pass this. I'll pass this off to Mika. So player one, pretty active, especially in the Russian channel, provided a bunch of questions just the other day. So one of them, Mika, was: is there any interest or plans to integrate into Lens protocol? And maybe for anyone that doesn't know what that is, just give them like a quick 1 or 2 lines on the background of what Lens is.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lens protocol is a decentralized social media protocol that's growing quickly, and right now on Polygon, but also kind of expanding from there. It's really meant to be kind of like a base layer protocol for building different social applications. And already you're seeing like tens of teams build all kinds of different applications on Lens, whether it be from kind of like decentralized video services to kind of like Twitter type of services or other social networks. And this the project is founded by the project of Aave, and is like a really they're building it really well in my opinion. So actually on that front, we do have news that we're working on a Lens integration. Andreas, maybe you can share what we can say about that, exactly what the details look like.
Yeah, it is free to share just because it is an open protocol. Anyone can build on it. But essentially, what we're looking to do is implement this into our Access Scribe component of our product line and essentially enable people to broadcast their posts through the Lens protocol and interact with every user on there and disseminate their content and essentially monetize and own their content directly on Web3 social. So that is our plan on that side of things, and always going to be looking for deeper integrations. But right now, just based on our analysis of Lens, it's that essentially fewer eyeballs and just the ecosystem in and of itself is incredibly valuable, where there's a lot of interaction, much more than you would see on Twitter, for example. So we think that that's important and a great way for a value add for all of our creators, and opens us up to expand into other ecosystems and get additional exposure. And before I move on to inviting the next person on stage, player one just wanted to ask about snapshots. Why will they be made? So we're going to do a quick Twitter post actually shortly after this, just sharing more details on airdrop opportunities. We won't be sharing much or many details on exactly like what needs to be done in order to be eligible, and there's a few reasons for that. But essentially, what a snapshot is just taking a backwards look at activity on chain and identifying wallets based on specific parameters. So ultimately, we would be taking a look at that and evaluating kind of who should be eligible for a particular airdrop. So more details on that again in the future, but again, it is just an evaluation of users based on a looking back basis. All right, inviting the next person on stage.
Yeah, hello everyone. Hi. Yeah, I want to know if there is improvement as regards the locked coin, the locked tokens on CoinGecko. People that uses Trust Wallet, they can't access, they can't see information as regards their locked token. I don't know if there is improvement towards, towards that on CoinList and on as regards that on Trust Wallet.
Yeah, that's super helpful. We know and are aware that a bunch of people, one, use Trust Wallet, but two, have been having issues related to Trust Wallet. So we've interacted with our team. We've provided resources in our miner announcements channel. So we're trying to point you all towards there. And basically, the short answer is it's not something that has to do with our application specifically. It's the way that Trust Wallet is basically wired, and it is preventing users from interacting with our protocol. We've been trying to resolve this with the Trust Wallet team. Right now, their only advice is to make sure that the device that you're using and the application of Trust Wallet, both of those versions are completely up to date. If you are having issues on that, we do recommend changing wallet providers if you want to interact with our application. We wish that this was something that we could fix, but it is 100% apparent that it is on the Trust Wallet side. So if you have any questions on this, reach out to our mods, Liam and Yinka. They've been awesome, and they can point you out to different ways that you can kind of circumvent these issues on Trust Wallet.
Okay, thank you very much.
Absolutely. All right, Success, we're inviting you on.
Okay, good afternoon from here. My question goes in regards with what the other man said. I'm finding it difficult to have access to my coin, the access protocol. I can't even stake it. So I don't know. I don't know if there is any way they can fix those issues. Or do you have any other thing that I can do so I can access the ACS?
Yeah, I would recommend, just without going in too much detail, reach out to Liam and Yinka, and they'll kind of guide you to resources that we can help circumvent this. And for anyone having those problems, again, reach out to them, go into the support channel, and be as detailed as possible with any of your kind of problems, because the quicker that you can share all of the information, the better that they can help assist with any problems.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty, thanks for that. Princely Nonso, welcome.
All right, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. My name is Princely, and server and channel. Sorry. For the snapshot that's going to be happening tomorrow, what are the requirements for? I know it's going to be random stuff, but what steps are we to take in order to maybe get lucky to get be among those whose wallet to be picked?
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
So we don't have, yeah, we got you. So we don't have specific parameters on this that we're sharing openly. But we would just recommend for the best odds to just be a user of the protocol. So that is the best option there. And I apologize for having to remove you. I was getting some feedback from your microphone. Okay, so we have time for just one or two more. So Lavenderation.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much. The only question I want to ask is regarding the claiming of the ACS daily. I discovered the first time I tried to claim it, I was charged from my Solana wallet. Meanwhile, the admin had earlier said in the Discord channel that ACS, that is Access Protocol, takes charge of the fees. So I want to understand why I'm being charged for claiming the tokens.
I can answer that. So we pay, first of all, Solana gas fees are very, very small. So kind of what you should be charged is like very, very, very small amounts, like by far more than sub cent, right? Like very, very small amounts. But for users who don't have Sol in their wallets, because we have a lot of users who kind of are for the first time really using crypto and for example, may want to try crypto via like the Blocks paywall or something like that. Just to make the process simpler for them, we're covering gas fees for all users. So right now, if you have less than, I think, I'm not sure what the exact number is, but less than a couple of cents of Sol in your wallet, we cover the transaction fees for you. But if you happen to have Sol in your wallet, then the user pays the gas fees. And that's only because we know that those users are familiar with like how Solana works and paying gas fees, and ultimately because the amounts are so small that we decided just to cover the users who don't have any Sol in their wallet. So it's meant to make user experience better, but for users who know how to use Solid, it shouldn't be that big of an issue.
Okay, but can I just ask one more question? I state my bonus ACS that was given to me. If I need to unlock it later on, apart from the one we claimed from CoinGecko, is it still possible to unlock it?
Yeah, you can lock anything above the sort of minimum or whatever you received on one of the locked airdrops. So let's say you have a locked airdrop to a particular pool, and then you have some extra ACS that you decided to put in that pool, and you want to remove some. You can remove the part that isn't locked up to the kind of minimum decided by the creator. So anything above the minimum, as long as it's like unlocked, you can remove always.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, one last question and then we're going. So if you do have any questions after this, share your feedback, share additional questions. We'll engage in Discord. And if you guys all thought this was valuable, we can definitely do this again. So Angel Falls, last question for us. What can we do for you?
Well, thank you very much. Please, I just want some clarity on the ACS airdrop. I got the airdrop from CoinGecko, and when I received the airdrop, I received it into my Solana wallet. So on the application itself, when I log into the application through my Solana wallet, as the Access Protocol.co application, I see something that says there is a lock and there's an unlock. So I don't know, and there's some ACS there. So I wonder, is what the ACS on the app protocol, is it the same as the one that is in my Solana wallet, or they are two different ACS?
You may have both a liquid one and an illiquid one. I guess that's the case for most users here, which means that when you see on the left, like the lock tab, and it should tell you a date. I think it's February 15th, 2024 for all users. You should see that and know that you can unlock that locked, the airdropped ACS. Then you may have a liquid part in your wallet. I think that's the one you're referring to, and you see that number just kind of regularly in your Soulflare or Phantom wallet as a number. and that one you should be able to move. So if you just test it out and try to move it, that one should be okay to move. I think most users will have both the liquid one and an illiquid one. So it means that they will see one on the locked side, but that isn't reflected in the same way in your wallet. But the non-locked ones are the normal one, the liquid airdrop. That's like as similar to any other token in your wallet.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, I would recommend anyone that has questions about the distinctions of what the content portfolio looks like to check out our user guide. It explicitly kind of delineates all of the different line items, what they mean, and kind of what that means for your wallet. So we can point to that in the chat afterwards. Definitely recommend everyone take a look at that one. All right, so we are up on time on our side. Please reach out, let us know if this was valuable to you. If it is, we'll continue to do this for you all. But appreciate all of your time, and I'll be sure to stick around in Discord a little bit afterwards to answer any lingering questions that you all have. But thanks everyone for joining, and we'll see you all in the chat.
Thanks, everyone.